In the spirit of Christmas and making some good money on the marketplace, I came up with another item to sell that is doing very well. Those Christmas trees cost me $4 to make and sell out at $40 a set. Here's how I do it. I started by just making this one set, and I still have it. I set it up in my living room, took photos, and posted it on the marketplace. Immediately I started getting requests for them, so I told everyone I already sold them and would have more in 2 days. I'm currently working on making those, and will keep making them by the weekend. I already have over 600 clicks on my post in a day, and 12 people who saved it in their favorites. Sure sign of a good seller. The wood I use to make those is Pallet hardwood runners that I mill down into 1x2 planks, with my joiner, planer, and table saw. The lights are from the dollar store and cost me $1.50 per tree. The batteries add another 50 cents, for a total cost of $2, plus the very little stain and finish I use on them. Set your miter saw to 20 degrees and cut one of the 1x2s. On this piece I'll be able to explain all the math behind making those triangles from any type of wood and thickness you want to use. Measure the length you want and cut it again. Flipped over, but now with the miter saw set to 50 degrees. You want a pyramid shape, not parallel lines. Take a ruler and measure the length of the miter on the longer 50-degree cut. Remember this number because to get the length of the second part of the triangle you need this. The measure we just did is A. The length of the next piece, C, is the length of the last piece, B, plus this A measure. This will give you a flush triangle that sits on the table, letting you measure the bottom piece needed. At the miter saw, cut one end at 20 degrees. Switch back to 50 degrees and measure your cut that total length we just calculated. To measure the length needed for the bottom, I pinch the top together firmly and just measure with a measuring tape. Both those cuts are at 20 degrees. The only 50-degree cuts are at the top of the triangle. For the trunk, there's no magic numbers. Make it the way you want it to look. Both cuts are still at 20 degrees. Make it as wide or as narrow as you want, but the wider it is, the more stable it'll be on the table. To assemble, I use tape as clamps. Tape two corners of the trees, then flip it on its side, add glue, and close it up. Add more tape tightly to make sure it stays flush while drying. Once dry, remove the tape and sand your joints as flush as you can. Don't worry if they're not 100% close. We'll fix that next. Take some dust from the same wood, add it to some wood glue, spread it on the gaps and mitres until they fade away. Once this dries, about 10 minutes later, I sand it flush again. I use a oil-based dark walnut colored stain to give the trees a fancier look. I find that dark wood furniture sells much more easy on the marketplace than light wood colored stuff, in my experience. Once done, I added a glossy water-based finish, 2 coats of it. The only thing left is to do the lights once this is dry. Add the lights with a stapler from the back. I do both sides to the top, then zigzag back all the way to the bottom. I find this gives a nice lighting against a wall once set up as decorations. The excess cable I just bundled up and stapled under the tree. For this level of product and price, I'm okay with taking a few shortcuts. All done. Making 6 more took me about 2 hours, and I'll have them delivered by the next day for over $100 in profits. I plan to keep making those and probably making similar items for other events during the year. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.